My ex-wife cheated and chose her new family over ours. Now our kids treat her like a ghost, and she's crying that I turned them against her. Hello, Reddit talkative here. My name is Marcus Bennett. I'm 36, and I have 2 kids. Lila, 13, and Evan, 9. 3 years ago, I thought I had a normal marriage. My wife, Jenna, 34 at the time, seemed like the perfect partner. We met in college. She was bold and charming, always craving excitement. I was the quiet one, the safe bet. We built a home, raised our kids, and for a long time, I believed in the life we had. But things started to shift after Evan was born. Jenna became distant, spending more time volunteering for school projects and staying out late, meeting with committees. I wanted to trust her. I wanted to be that husband who doesn't snoop. Then came the gut punch. I discovered she was having an affair with Caleb, a father from Evan's after-school soccer group. He was everything she used to mock: flashy car, designer shoes, newly divorced. Yet she gravitated to him anyway. I filed for divorce within 2 weeks of finding out. It was the hardest decision of my life. Despite her betrayal, I still offered shared custody. My kids didn't deserve to lose their mother. I didn't want to be the man who poisoned them against her. But Jenna's actions after the divorce spoke louder than anything I could have said. At first, Jenna showed up for scheduled pickups. She'd take the kids to a park, buy them ice cream, and drop them back off. I thought, okay, at least she's trying. But slowly, those efforts dried up. Instead, she started showing off on social media with Caleb and his 2 kids from his previous marriage. Trips to the zoo, boat rides, weekend hikes, family dinners. My kids weren't in the pictures. When I asked her why our children weren't included, she had excuses. Oh, it was a spur-of-the-moment trip. They're too old for this outing. I didn't have time to coordinate with you. At first, I swallowed my frustration. I didn't want to badmouth her. But the pattern became too obvious to ignore. Jenna had time for Caleb's kids, but not for hers. I've tried my best to give Lila and Evan stability. My sister, Hannah, has been my rock. She picks them up from school when I'm stuck at work, brings them to their extracurricular activities, and sometimes even stays over when I'm on late shifts. She's become a second mother to them in ways Jenna has refused to be. Recently, Lila asked me if we could give her old laptop to Hannah's daughter. The kid's only 10 and had been saving up for one. I thought it was a beautiful gesture, my daughter thinking of her cousin, so I said yes. I didn't think much of it until Jenna found out. She called me, her voice dripping with venom. If you've got money for fancy gifts, maybe you can stop complaining about the child support I've missed. My finances are tight with the new baby. We could have used that computer for our kids. Or Caleb's. I told her calmly, Jenna, my finances are not your business anymore. And I don't owe anything to your stepchildren. That's when Caleb decided to insert himself. He texted me from Jenna's phone. You're spoiling Lila. You just want her to show off in front of my kids. Grow up. I lost my patience. I told him, stay out of my business. You are not their father. You don't get a say in how I raise them. The only reason you even see my kids is because I'm letting them see their mother, not you. Last week, things escalated. Jenna called me sounding upset. She'd tried to read Evan a bedtime story for the first time in months. It's something I usually do. Evan still loves being read to, sometimes by me, sometimes by Hannah, sometimes even by Lila when she's in a good mood. Jenna apparently said, come here, sweetheart, I'll read to you. And Evan replied, no, it's okay, I can do it myself. Jenna told me she stayed in the doorway as Evan searched for a story on her tablet titled, Books for Kids Without Moms. She said it felt like someone had punched her in the chest. The next day, she tried to take Lila to basketball practice, but Lila absent-mindedly said, I'm going with my mom, then quickly corrected herself. I mean Aunt Hannah. That one word, aunt, was like a blade. When I came to pick the kids up, Jenna confronted me. You're turning them against me, she hissed. You're making me the villain. I told her flatly, no, Jenna, you did that yourself. You chose to be more involved with your stepchildren than your own. If our kids feel like they don't have a mother, that's on you. Later that night, her father, who had always been polite but distant, called me. I don't appreciate you speaking to my daughter that way, he said. I snapped. Where was this energy when you supported her affair? When your grandchildren were losing their mother? He hung up without another word. Jenna's last attempt to shift the blame. A few days later, Jenna texted me. If you weren't so difficult, I'd spend more time with them. I replied, your duty as a mother doesn't depend on how easy I am to deal with. You've always been welcome in their lives. You're the one who chooses not to show up. I didn't expect a response, and I didn't get one. The past week has been strange. Jenna's been quieter. She hasn't shown up for her usual pickups. Lila told me Jenna tried calling her and Evan, but neither wanted to talk. I'm not gloating. Part of me still hurts for my kids, because every child deserves a mother who shows up. But at least now, they're starting to see the truth for themselves. I didn't turn them against her. She turned herself into a ghost, and now, like every guilty person, she's crying victim. About 2 weeks after that fight, Jenna and Caleb decided to get even. It started small. Whispers at school. A teacher quietly pulled me aside and said, "Caleb mentioned that you spoil your kids and undermine their mother. I don't want to get in the middle, but you might want to know what's being said." I just shook my head. Classic. Then Jenna tried something bigger. She filed a motion with the court, claiming I was alienating the children from her. She painted herself as a heartbroken mother who desperately wanted to be involved but was shut out by me. I wasn't even surprised. Funny how the guilty always play the victim, but here's where it backfired. Lila and Evan were interviewed separately as part of the custody review. They didn't hold back. They told the investigator, in their own words, that their mother never showed up unless it was convenient for her, that she chose Caleb's kids over them. The report was brutal. It concluded that Jenna's limited involvement was by choice, not due to interference. In fact, the court granted me primary custody and reduced her visitation to every other weekend. When Jenna heard the decision, she stormed out of the courtroom, blaming me. Caleb followed behind her, red in the face, muttering about injustice. But the truth was out in the open, not because I poisoned the kids against her, but because she had shown them who she really was. Now, the kids barely ask about her. They have Hannah, me, and each other. They're doing well in school, thriving in their sports, and finally feeling safe again. And Jenna? She's still out there playing victim, but the mask has slipped. In the end, revenge only exposed her for what she is, a mother who abandoned her own family, then cried when the world stopped pretending otherwise.